Hey guys, this is Michael Myers 101 doing another analysis video. This time, wanted to explain some similarities, some parallels that I saw when I was working on my previous video. I noticed there's just a lot of similarities between Halloween 2018 and a film from my favorite film series of all time, Star Wars, specifically Episode 7, The Force Awakens. I just saw a lot of similarities, the way that both films seemed like they were trying to, play it safe. So like I explained, in the previous video, a common problem is, a lot of people complain, the sequels are worse than originals. That's normally the case. And people usually complain that sequels, they get too far away from the original. They don't capture the magic of the original. And Star Wars seems like they had that problem with the prequel trilogy. A lot of people loved the original trilogy, but then the prequels, a lot of people were disappointed. You look at the scores. I was just checking out the scores, Rotten Tomatoes, and you look at, New Hope, had great scores. The Empire Strikes Back, a lot of people thought it was even better. A lot of people think it's one of the greatest sequels of all time. And you look at, Return of the Jedi also did very well. And then you look at the prequels, and the scores went very far down from the original trilogy. A lot of people were disappointed. They thought that they didn't have the feel of the original trilogy, the feel of Star Wars. So, what did Star Wars have to do? They had to, play it safe. They had to go back to, the original, which is what they did with The Force Awakens. There was just, they tried to do a lot of similarities to Episode 4, A New Hope. So they had, there was a lot of similar images, similar storyline. You look at, they started out with, an orphan kind of person on a desert world, with Jakku filling in for Tatooine in the new one. And you had Rey filling in for Luke in that role. You also had kind of a criminal bad guy who turns into a good guy, with kind of had Finn filling in for Han Solo in that role. You had, a new Death Star. It was Star Killer Base instead of the Death Star. You had Snoke instead of the Emperor. You had Kylo Ren instead of Darth Vader. And you kind of had, there was Maz Kanata's bar instead of the Mos Eisley Cantina. They had, kind of the mentor. Han Solo kind of becomes, the mentor in the new one, just like Obi-Wan Kenobi was in A New Hope. And then you had the mentor getting killed by the villain. So, there's just a lot of similarities there between, The Force Awakens and A New Hope. And, you can see like some similar things in Halloween 2018, compared to the original Halloween. They have some of those same, also similar images. You had, Laurie's granddaughter who, I guess she's kind of the new Laurie for this movie, or that's what I'm guessing. You see her walking down the street with her friends, just the way that Jamie Lee Curtis did, walking down the street with her friends in the original. You have, the image of, the prisoners escaping, wearing their, white prison gowns. You got the white ghost sheet, the person is sitting there with the white ghost costume, the way that Michael, the same as Michael wore in the original movie. And there were some other similarities also. You look at, kind of some similarities between this movie and The Force Awakens, besides just like the similar imagery to the, the original movie. There's also, you had one of the main characters kind of becoming the mentor. In the original trilogy, you had Han Solo, and then in The Force Awakens, he kind of becomes the mentor, similar to how Jamie Lee Curtis was, the main character in the original Halloween. Now she's kind of, in an interview, she talks about how her character is now becoming the new Dr. Loomis, kind of the mentor character in the new Halloween. And then, another similarity I saw is that The Force Awakens, it kind of just ignored... almost completely ignored the prequels, didn't really mention them much, and the same way that Halloween 2018 is basically, it's ignoring all of the sequels, after the original Halloween. So those were, definitely some similarities I saw. That's why I think that Halloween 2018 will be kind of the Force Awakens of the Halloween series. And then if you look at, how it worked out so far, for those two, for The Force Awakens and for Halloween 2018, you look at the ratings for, The Force Awakens. It was, the best one since the original trilogy, according to the rankings. People are pretty happy about it. I mean, the only criticism they had was that they played it safe. It was similar to the original. Very similar movie. And then you look at Halloween 2018, Want to See is up to 99%. That's as good as you can hope to do on there. I mean, I don't think I've ever seen a movie at 100%. The most anticipated films in the world, they're going to be at 99% on there. So I think it's going to be kind of similar to The Force Awakens. I don't think it's going to be since they're playing it safe, it may not be, a revolutionary movie, like the original Halloween or the original Star Wars were. But I think this gives them the best chance to, at least just make a decent film. But let me know what you guys think. Do you think this will be the Force Awakens of the Halloween series? Do you think this direction will, benefit the series? Do you think they should have gone a different direction? Let me know what you guys think. See you later.